So I also am excited about this next guest because he is a man of many talents, dare I say, a Renaissance man. He does it all. He can do your taxes and play your saxes. We are excited to welcome to the show the one and only tax and sax man himself, Kevin Shumaker.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey.
Can you ladies hear me all right?
We can hear you great. Sounds awesome. I am loving how you sort of changed the backdrop.
You did.
Man, look at those.
You flipped the scripts.
Yeah, get some art in the picture, sure. That was really nice to hear the conversation you had with Tracy. It's really true that the nice soaps, I mean, you're putting it on your body and that feels so good. It's a very important thing. And that stuff.
It is. It's your largest organ is your skin, so you got to take care of it.
That's a good point.
I'm excited. We got to make a plan to go there, Krystal, because I want to try some of her other stuff out and all the smells that she has. So
sure.
I want to make
that, Kevin.
I want to make my own lotions.
I know.
That is so cool. I've never been able to do that before. Yes, sign me up, please.
Absolutely.
But Kevin, you have a lot of great stuff going on for you as well. This is your busiest time of the year. You have tax day right around the corner, but actually, wait, it just got pushed back a little bit to Monday, May 17th. Those of you who are stressed out thinking, man, April's tomorrow, you have a little bit more time.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, Bino? It took our show.
Good to know.
Hey, if you need a good tax guy, I know a guy. He's really good.
Yeah, you might know a guy. But Kevin, were you excited when you heard the news, or does it throw a wrench in things? What did you think when you heard it was pushed back?
I mean, it was mixed. I kind of looked forward to having a little bit of break, from work. But I think overall, it's a better idea to give people a little bit more time. Make sure that you get the taxes done properly, because it's a kind of a big deal. There are so many things that are involved. And a lot of things are changing now, the way that we're all living in today's, life. Here we are. We could be hanging out in the same room if not for, whatever. And yeah, I think it's actually better that we get a little bit more time to just resolve the finances.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what? A lot of people in 2020, their employment status changed from either unemployed or, like myself, I was knocked down to an independent contractor, which I've never been before. So the more time we can get to sort of wrap our heads around that, you're right. I'd say the better. Kevin,
and I have
to talk about this email on the screen, though.
Yes.
What is going on?
And sax at Gmail. So here's my question. When someone gets their tax returns, you're like, hey, guys, I'm sorry, you owe $4,000.
I can play a little bit.
Right to them like that?
Well, no, if you do your taxes through me, you're not going to owe $4,000. That's not possible. But
yes.
I mean, I will serenade. That can be part of the equation. That's fine.
Yeah, it can soften the blow.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when things are nice and smooth like that. So.
Sorry, your business took a loss. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Always keeping it sexy over here. And so Kevin, nobody likes doing their taxes. Nobody, ever. And mine have always been a struggle for me. Since I'm an independent contractor because of my gigs that I do, my performances, and I'm self-employed with my voice lesson business. You've been my tax preparer for the past 5-6 years. I kind of lost track.
Yeah,
and you've been the biggest help, truly a godsend for me. So what would you say to somebody who says, I got TurboTax. I don't need any help. Why do I need a tax preparer? What can you do for me? What would you say to them other than blow a really face-melting sax solo in their face?
I would say, more sax, less tax. That's the best answer, really. Just need a little more sax, and then you get a little less tax, and it's good. I'm familiar with, the self-prepared option, and sometimes that is a okay path, but there are so many things involved with preparing taxes. As a perfect example, we're talking about how everybody's going through these changes. Part of the newest stimulus bill included a provision that is a $10,000 deduction for against unemployment income. So if you're receiving unemployment, you actually can get up to $10,000, $10,200 of that tax free. And that's something that a lot of people aren't aware of. And of course, I mean, there's so many different things like that that come up, and it's important to be aware because I mean we're talking about your finances. This is the bottom dollar, you know. I like to equate it to, you know, everybody we brush our teeth because we very, you know, this is important for us, right? But then at the same time we go to the dentist to get the parts that we might have missed, you know. And so that's why you should, you know, talk to people that are looking out for your best interest. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do with you. And I'm glad to hear that you had positive experience when we talk. And I like to explain the details of what's really going on so that you know what's happening with your own money. It's an important thing, right?
Very important thing.
That's
I think
great.
we also need to go back. Francine on Facebook said cats out of the bag.
Cats out of the bag, everybody.
I like that. Cheers to that. Absolutely.
Yes.
So, and may I say that?
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Lady Cats. Cheers to the Lady Cats. Final four.
Yes.
That's
amazing. Oh,
just
I can
finish
do
your
it too?
drink for the Lady Cats.
All
How
right.
about that?
Sweet.
Oh, look. Now he found out that he can make us drink too. Oh, it's on now.
Cats out of the bag.
Again.
The joy that it brings you is the best.
So I actually have a couple questions.
Sure.
One, I want to kind of talk about what you just discussed with, you know, everything that happened in 2020 and some of the provisions. I don't know if this is true, but you're the tax man, Tax and Sax. I'm going to ask you, somebody had mentioned that the stimulus that we received, that when they did their taxes, it affected them on the state side, not on the federal side. Is that accurate? Do you see that happening with people with the stimulus that they received?
So the stimulus payments themselves are not taxable to either federal or state. They're tax credits. So the same way, like let's say if you have a child, you know, dependent, you get $2,000 for a child tax credit. You know, I mean, that's what we've all decided is it makes sense to help support them, right?
Right.
The stimulus program made it such that there are certain advantages to claiming income that you receive, like I was saying, like from unemployment. There's a new deduction for that. There is also a way to, if you didn't receive your stimulus payments, that you can actually claim and file for those payments on this year's tax return.
What?
And, yeah. So the most recent one, right? The $600 payment that went out to everybody a few months ago.
December, was it December? I think,
Yeah,
or January or something.
Last year. A lot of people missed out on that just because they came in an envelope that didn't really look like anything, and you know, you throw it in the junk mail and whatever. Well, if you didn't receive that payment, if you have a good tax guy, well, you can declare that on the tax return and actually get that payment as part of your tax return,
which is a
That's
huge
good to know.
boost. So
yeah,
it's $600.
We bring
per
up
person.
knowing a good tax guy, Kevin. You mentioned that the deadline has been pushed back to May. Does that mean you're accepting new clients?
I do have some availability.
Okay.
Thankfully, the deadline has been pushed back a little bit. And yeah, if I can help anybody out there with their tax situation, I've been preparing taxes professionally for over 10 years, I will say, and had my own firm now for about 7 years. So, and it's important thing to just keep track of, and there's so much opportunity there, really.
There
you
is.
You have to know when situations change,
yes.
what you're looking at.
That's the difference between you and TurboTax. Like, you're a real person. Like, you can pivot on a dime and be like, all right, this is different because it's this year. And with COVID, everything is shifting so quickly that it's easier for you to read something, digest the information, and then immediately explain to your clients how that's going to affect them positively or negatively versus, going through software and doing all this stuff. And then if people already filed, then they can't, it makes so much more sense to me to have a real life person. And when you took over my taxes, like, the burden lifted off my chest was immense. So, like, I'm telling everybody right now, this is your guy, because he has made our lives so much better and answers all the questions that I have. Like, and I have probably the dumbest questions, but he sits there and he listens and he goes, no, maybe you need to try to write off less makeup this year on your taxes. And, I mean, but he really listens to everything that I have to ask. So thank you. You are
it's better
awesome.
to ask questions because knowledge is power. Yeah. And that's how you learn the things that help us all from day-to-day life, we all, we can all share information like that. And it's something that, if you go through your self-prepared tax return, they're going to ask some questions, but I really try to provide a value-added service, right? Like, try to really get to know my clients, because that's what it is. It's a real relationship that I want to build with people and see them be successful and help make sure that they're getting the top dollar. Even though I am authorized by the IRS to represent my clients, I don't work for the IRS. I work for you guys. That's what's better, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
yes.
keep money in your pocket, and
you should.
And make sure that we do all that.
You've been with me through marriages and divorces and buying houses and all the things and all the ups and all the downs and all the music gigs. And like here, speaking of music gigs, let me throw this up. Boom.
Yeah. Yes.
There's
years.
Somebody to my right that might look familiar. You might know him as Tax and Sax. And there's us on a gig. That gig was so fun. But all right, Kevin, we've discussed the tax. So now we need to talk a little bit more about the sax. How many saxophones do you own, and how long have you been playing?
So I started playing saxophone when I was 10 years old. So I have about 25 years roughly under the belt.
Just a little bit.
And went to U of A, University of Arizona. Go Wildcats.
Exactly.
Oh, we did it again. All right. That wasn't even on purpose. Yeah,
bear down. Go Cats.
Absolutely bear down. And it's amazing that through music, it's poetry, and it's something that is like a universal language, really. It's so amazing, so amazing. And I'm so happy.
How many do you own? How many saxophones do you have? And what type?
I gotta know.
I gotta count them up. 1, 2.
You have them all right there by you?
They're like his babies.
I'm in the music room with my friend made the saxophone art piece. And then I've got the seahorse over here doing pretty good.
Can you show my favorite saxophone? Can you show the Barry sax?
Oh, you want to see
what?
The Barry, the baritone sax. Yes, of course everyone wants to see the large one.
Alto saxophone. If anybody remembers the good old David Sanborn doing his shows a la Saturday Night Live type of, had a sweet show going on.
And if you're like in school band, that's the saxophone you get, is the alto sax.
Yeah, that's
right?
the
Because it goes soprano is the littlest one. It kind of shaped like a clarinet. And then this is the alto. It's the next one down, the next biggest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I like, as paying homage to good old lady cats, Do we know? We know. Oh, there we go again. We got it again. Okay. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
But now you're gonna blow that through your saxophone.
That's okay. That's okay. Alcohol kills germs, right? I think it's good.
Okay, all right,
True
all
that.
right, right.
Just a little bit. Just a little splash, right?
Just a little something.
Just a little bit. A little splash. Just a little flavor.
Are you gonna play something for us?
Oh, please play something. Please, please,
mean, we
please.
can
I
do that.
have to.
We can
I
do
want
that.
you to know that every time I pretended to play the saxophone, I was singing "Turn Around." I don't know why.
Really?
I heard that.
Every
I
now-
heard
did
that.
you?
Yeah.
Little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Did you see that meme where it's like turn around and then every now and then turn around every now and then the cop just is like, and now you're under arrest.
I think-
Because it was the cop telling you to turn around. Can you imagine if you're under arrest and you kept singing?
I
He's
saw
all
that
turn
episode.
around
It was actually
every
a good
now and
time.
then I get a little.
Yep, that'll be me.
Yeah. Fair down. Fair down.
Did you say it
All right.
again?
No, he didn't.
Okay, cats, I did.
Yeah, there we go. Fair down, Lady Cat.
All right, play something, Shoemaker.
Give me a little something.
Yeah, you want a good one?
Yeah.
Sweet.
No, I can't wait. Now I'm intrigued.
Well,
Yes,
let's
we want a
see
good one.
Let's see. You have to. So the one of you has to call out what song I'm playing.
Okay.
Okay. Boom.
Ready?
We're ready. We have, yes.
Ooh,
Who's going to win? Ready, Peter? Ah, burn down. Arizona. Go, Cat.
Woo!
Absolutely.
I love
Well,
that
me.
when I love that. Yeah, Crystal won, hands down, for sure. I love that anytime I've ever heard that song, though, it's like bear down, and then you get Crystal, and she's like bear down. It's like
Yeah.
Bear down.
Yeah, we
That's the
hear
real
that
version.
Uh-huh.
That's the real version.
Take your
Okay,
foot
look.
off our neck, Crystal.
But Kevin, can you please show everybody my favorite saxophone, which is the Barry
the
sax?
baritone? I can do that.
Yes.
Sure.
It
Sure.
it is the one that gives you that crunk in your favorite songs, like in Fergie's oh snap, when I come to the club, step aside, oh snap. It's like bum, 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 bum. It's the beginning of Dancing in the Streets. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. It's that bum.
Exactly. Yeah, you got
Yes.
that like
That
earthy,
growl.
like, real deep, nice tone. Exactly.
Mhm, mhm.
So I'm gonna go put that horn together, and I want to hear what you two have for your favorite saxophone songs.
Ooh.
Well, I just told you two of mine. The other one,
Well, those are
is-
good ones. Those are good ones for sure.
Yeah, the other one is Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off" that has Barry in it too.
Oh, sure it does. I like that.
Yeah, the whole beginning is just vocal and Barry sax.
See,
I'm gonna
mine's
take
my
the
personal
easy way
favorite.
out here and say "Careless Whisper." I mean,
That's
Well,
fantastic. I would.
And that's alto,
typical
yeah?
answers are Careless Whisper, Tequila. Duh.
what about Hall & Oates? Is it Maneater that has the killer
yeah.
saxophone in it?
Yeah.
He's a
Or
man eater.
also Baker Street. That's a pretty hot one.
Yep.
Yeah.
What Men at Work does? Who could it be now?
Okay,
Right?
another one, Crystal. I know you're gonna
Good
love this
sax
one while
time.
he's putting his horn together.
Yeah,
Sade, Smooth Operator.
Oh,
Sure.
That has a
Sure.
great sax in it.
Yeah.
Operate. Now see.
Okay, now go. No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
Now
let
I'm
them
going to my
sing.
Sade
Sing it.
place.
Give me one Sade.
Give me one. Give me
Okay. Oh no, I'm on. Now you got me on the spot. And it's all the pressure, because that's the one I'd want to sing. Diamond light, da, da, da. I don't know the words of the song. Da, 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 in maximum joy. Da, da, da. melody. No need to ask.
Are you all a believer in the sax squatch?
What?
The sax squatch? You don't know?
I think you're about to bring it out. I think you're about to show us
Bigfoot.
the sax squatch.
Sax squatch.
Yes.
Right. So you
I'm
saw
sure you have a million.
You saw the other saxophone, right? So this one is a slightly bigger foot.
Look at how huge that thing is.
Ah!
And Kevin,
that's pretty
you're
good.
over 6 foot.
How
it
heavy?
Pounds wise?
It's heavier than your average bowling ball, I would say. Probably, yeah. What, I don't know, what, 15?
It's the weight of a small child. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because I, as a band teacher, I never had kids who could play the bari because they literally physically couldn't lift it. Like, and there are like
that's how I got elected to play baritone sax. They're like, oh hey, look,
you're tall.
Kid. Here you go.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it happens. That's how I got my tuba player. He was big, like a lineman. I was like, hey, you want to play tuba? Great. So the instrument finds you, like the wands in Harry Potter. And so Kevin, how tall are you now? Like 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah. That's 6'2", I guess, in metric. Pretty close, yeah.
And so you saw how long that was compared to his body. That gives you an idea of how big this thing is. And the amount of tone that it puts out always is impressive to me. I did actually end up having a bari sax player my very last year teaching. He came from another district and he was amazing. So I would pick songs just for him. I'm like, all right, yeah, everybody's great in the band, but we're going to do the song that has a bari sax feature.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I would hire Kevin for these horn band gigs, because it's a rhythm section plus 3 horns, him and the guy with the long hair next to him, Brian Hicks, and then the guy in the end is a trumpet player, Carlos. The saxophone players had to keep changing saxophones because each song had different things. Because anytime I could feature the bari, I would.
Yeah.
And I would just stand on stage and look at Kevin and be like,
yeah, you can be, it's really, like you said, the sound of it, it is a voice, you know, like we all have our voices, and when you're making music, it's a language, right?
And the funny thing is that if you sang, Kevin, you'd be a baritone. So it's great that your singing voice and this instrument are the same.
I can hit the high notes.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you don't have a falsetto, but I'm just saying based on your height and the amount of resonance you have.
I'm about to kind of jump in and say, prove it, Kevin, if you can hit those high notes.
Oh, you got some notes coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I want to hear it. Love it. What's the lowest note you can hit on the bari?
That would be a C concert pitch, which is kind of like this one, but it's more like this one, but it's more like.
Yes, that's why I love the bari. Right there. Right there.
Oh yeah.
I love it. You know what? The more I hear the saxophone by itself, the more I realize it is one of my favorite horn instruments, because I feel like, I mean, and I don't know enough about music. You guys do. You guys are the pros here, but I feel like it's so versatile. You can do so many things with that particular horn that maybe you can't do with other horns. Is that a fair?
Yes. I think it's the closest to the human voice. Would you agree, Kevin?
Yeah, I think that's true. And it really does. It lends itself so well to either rock and roll. You can play like sweet classical music if you want to, and everything in between. You know, you can do salsa. You can have R&B, and it really is. It speaks. It's like it is a voice. You know,
it is
when you talk through your instrument and you tell a story, little poem.
Yeah, it can whine, it can yell, like it really mimics the human voice more than any other wind instrument, I think. I don't know. Oboe's kind of whiny though. Oboe kind of gets me a little bit, but I don't love it the same as the Barry sax. No.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
best. And
Exactly.
Kevin, you are so.
Oh, well, also, I will literally, you go, please.
Yeah, he's growling at us.
I have to ask, Krystal knows how obsessed I am with this movie. Have you seen the movie Soul, Kevin?
It's on my list. Tax season doesn't give me much time to do anything else.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
But I know I've heard great things about it, and that is some of my favorite music of all time. I need that. Like my favorite performance experiences outside of playing with Krystal's band was playing with the Temptations and the Four Tops.
Ooh!
So that's that real like heartfelt kind of music, you know. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Well, in the movie, it talks about people going into a zone when they're playing. And I can only imagine what that sounds like for you, Kevin, when you are on the sax and you just are in a zone and you just go. I bet it's probably just music to our ears.
He's
as
the
cheesy
best.
As that sounds. Yeah.
He's the best because here's the deal. He was the dance captain of the horn section. So anytime I have a horn section and Kevin's there, I'm like, Kevin's in charge of the moves. Whatever he does, you follow and you copy him. And he's over here like, bah, 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 bah. Yes, Christine, Kevin, you are great.
Fool you, you know.
Oh no, he's got the moves. So he would be in the full-on zone, making the party happen every time on the stage with the saxophone, with it switching saxophones. And everybody else, hey, we got this song, like running stuff. And that's why I love Kevin for playing saxophone, and that's why I love Kevin for preparing taxes, because he's running all the things in all the ways in the best way possible. So, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on to our show and for sharing all of your expertise with us.
I want one more riff. Can you give us one more, just little riff?
I can do one. I can do one more. Let's see here. What do we like? What do we like here?
I like the low notes.
Have you been to the thrift shop before?
Yeah. Why don't we say that one? Yes!
Like that. And I also like a little shout out because one of my favorite shows is Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. Take a look. It's in a book.
Yes.
How many times have you and me sang that together, Krystal?
A lot.
Right?
See my face?
Look at how happy she is. Like that.
LeVar Burton.
You go to the next chapter and you just go.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah, but you know my favorite, which I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you remember Night Court? Maybe I'm too old. You're younger.
I remember Night Court.
Wait.
Oh my gosh, I had the best sax solo in it.
Night Court. I'm thinking of Night. What is the? Okay, what is the song that's like?
Yes. Not that one.
What is that from?
Another one? That's a night. It's Night something.
Yeah, no, this was a TV show, and the theme song was like I'm not sure if it was a tenor sax or an alto sax, but it was like it was like. Do you like my air sax?
Yeah. No, I need to know this. I want to have every nicely known
iconic
saxophone on just off the cuff.
That one's pretty iconic.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I will deliver. You want?
Are you ready to hear it?
Oh, this is the best. This is when TV theme songs were good. Ready? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's a good theme song.
We need to have Kevin come on and play us, and we try to guess which theme song it is based off him playing it. We got to do that one of these times.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
when
we
he's
could-
done
we
with
could make
taxes
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
and he's all chilled out, we'll have him
Yeah.
come
After
back.
tax,
I take
we want the
requests.
sax.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, Kevin, you are a gem. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so great at everything that you do. We appreciate it.
It was
Thank you,
very
sir.
sweet for you ladies to invite me, and it was great to listen to everything y'all had to say. And I would be happy to come back and we can have a little jam session.
Yes, please do. We welcome
I
it.
cannot
Krystal
wait.
and I are a little too competitive sometimes, so just make sure you have like your
Just
rep
wanna
shirt
remind-
on, a whistle.
Just want to remind everyone
Yeah,
that I was
oh,
the winner
yeah.
earlier. Put that in there. In case
Save the
people
receipts.
didn't
We'll write
see
it
that.
off on the
Yeah.
taxes,
That's right. That's right. I love it so much. All right. Kevin, thank you so much. And if you are needing taxes, you know who to call. If you need him to do your taxes or your saxes, you can contact him at taxandsax@gmail.com or give him a ring. You can call him right up, 520-869-8455, and he will provide all of the tax information you need or all of the sax information. They're both equally fantastic. And I am so glad that he was able to be on the show tonight. Yay!